Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Sorry about the slight delay there. We had some bad connection technical difficulties, but we are now fully live and we're going to be looking at Bitcoin's breakout as well as everything that's going on with altcoins, which have seen a huge bullish spike, especially across the best DeFi altcoins, you know, the AAA blue chip ones, things like Uniswap, Polygon, AAVE, Synthetics, Curve, Cosmos also getting a nice bounce here. We have Quant, which of course is a bit of a fan favorite, let's say. You know, this is a coin that's now up 53% in the last 7 days. And if we look at some of the bigger ones here, also very impressive price moves, right? These are all over $1 billion in market cap, so this is a big deal to see moves like this on such big coins. And you know, this is due to Bitcoin now refining bullish momentum. There's a lot of things going on. We're going to talk about some news pieces. There's some bullish news and there's also some bearish news, right? So it depends which side of the coin you're kind of looking on. I still am pretty bullish right now in the shorter term. Just want to say welcome everybody. This time the stream is working smoothly, which is awesome. Please make sure to hit that like button to help out the algorithm, and go ahead and share the live stream with all your friends as well. I'm going to go ahead and post a link on my Twitter. We had a slight delay here getting the stream started, but we are now fully going live, which is awesome. Bitcoin currently at 20,688. So like I said, we have all these altcoins right now that are absolutely flying. I had actually bought Polygon yesterday. I bought AAVE yesterday, so I got a really good buy-in price on these. I think I bought AAVE around $78 and it's already at $90 today. This is a 43% pump in 7 days, so huge move there. And as you can see, right, we still have some coins that are still not performing yet. Even some of the more popular altcoins, things like Sandbox, for example, right, still red in the last 7 days, but in the last 24 hours, most of these coins are indeed bouncing, some more than others. We have Solana, which I actually, you know, I have been quite bearish on Solana, but I actually bought a little bit of Solana yesterday just because I thought that, you know, around 33 bucks, it can probably fly quite a bit if the market turns bullish again, and it looks like I was right as of right now. So I think Solana has a pretty good opportunity for a big bounce, you know, medium term, even longer term, if as long as they don't have any of those network outages. You know, things should be looking very good for Solana. If you look at the actual chart, you know, you have to remember all-time high of $250. We're quite a ways away still. 85% drop on a very big AAA coin. So that's typically going to be, you know, a decent time to get into something like this, just, you know, based off the math, based on the risk reward. In terms of Bitcoin specifically, I mentioned this when I streamed right before, but we are breaking out. We are also now, unlike this attempt over here, right, which was a fake out, we are now testing the 200-day moving average. We have already tested it now, and it looks like we could pretty easily break above this, right? We're seeing the flattening out of this orange line, which means that we have a little bit more of a base this time to actually get that breakout to $22,000 and above, which ultimately I think is going to happen in the next few days, possibly even over this next weekend. So welcome everybody to the stream. Thank you. We're now at 7 live viewers. Make sure to share the stream with your friends. Smash the like button. I want to see your comments. Let's beat our previous record. You know what our record is, 50 live viewers. So let's try and beat this today. We've got a lot of news to talk about, and if we look at the volume here, we can see now on Bitcoin finally a lot of strong buying volume coming back into play here, as we're seeing this steadiness of green candlesticks that is also showing. And also, if I move over to, of course, the biggest altcoin, Ethereum, and how it's performing, you're gonna see that Bitcoin has actually had a very big spike in volume, right? Even bigger than Bitcoin. So even more of a move for the altcoins here. very strong move in the last day or two for Ethereum, and it's now fully above its 200-day moving average. So we're on the 4-hour chart. As you can see, for Bitcoin, we're not yet above it. Here we are fully above this 200-day moving average, which is awesome. This is a very bullish sign. We still have this little horizontal resistance at $1,200, which I had already drawn out and predicted, but I don't think it's ultimately too big of a deal. I think you know, the fact that we got back above this 200-day moving average on the 4-hour time frame, right, is absolutely huge. I think this is pretty much the signal that we're gonna get this pump up to $1,700. And in fact, we haven't been above the 200-day moving average. I just want to put this into perspective, all the way since back in April now. Actually, no, this is you know, yeah, we made an attempt there, but you know, even a little bit back, really early April, and even back here, right? I mean, we haven't really been above, steadily above the 200-day moving average in several months now, except a few attempts here and there that didn't last. You know, these were kind of irrelevant. These were just overall still in downtrend pattern. But now I think we have that opportunity to actually get a sizable bounce, and altcoins are showing those signs of life as well, like we talked about, right? We're looking at the biggest movers, in Ethereum even pumping higher as we speak, but in the last 24 hours, right, you can see that many of these altcoins are really performing good. If we look at the 7-day chart, even more impressive for some of them. We've got things like Lido DAO up 41%. The fact that there was clarity, not necessarily good news, but clarity with bankruptcy filings from Voyager and Celsius, it actually helped ease the market fears, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing at least. So just getting, you know, clear news on what's happening and you know what the situation is was kind of a relief for the overall space, it seems like. And you know, we still have a lot of stock market jitters going on, but ultimately I think that this is not too much of a concern for crypto right now. I think crypto bottomed out. Many stocks have not bottomed out yet, right? Which is why we saw stocks fall actually today, while crypto absolutely skyrocketed, right? And that is purely just due to the fact that most cryptos, especially some of these better altcoins, have indeed bottomed, and stocks, some of the bigger ones, are nowhere near bottomed yet. If you watched my live stream yesterday, hopefully you're keeping up with these daily live streams, because the level of prediction accuracy is amazing, if I may say so myself. I said that we were going to be pushing and reaching towards $1 trillion in market cap. That's exactly what's happening. We're now on $966 billion in market cap. That's a 5% gain for the global cryptocurrency market cap just in the last 24 hours alone. And guess what that is exactly in line with? Pretty much the amount of DeFi TVL increase in the last day, 5.44%. So very similar moves here. That's a lot of money coming back into the space as a whole. And you can see where that money is flowing into right now with what I'm looking at, right? We're seeing it come into these bigger DeFi institutionally backed plays such as AAVE, Polygon, those type of cryptos. I think NFTs will see their time to shine again, but it's going to take a little bit longer in my opinion. So I'm expecting, you know, a few more weeks before we get a strong NFT pump. But we see things like Economy here, OMI token, starting to turn back up again. And if I'll go ahead and look through here a bit, see what's going on. Algorand showing some signs of life, still around that $32 mark, so it's not doing that much yet. I'm interested to see what Avalanche does. I've started to diversify myself with more Polygon, but Avalanche here is turning back up on, but it is still struggling in this sort of $20 area, right? We're not getting a clean move above that that's actually sustaining. So for that reason, we need to be careful. I'm interested to see if it happens. It's just that there's not that much going on with the Avalanche ecosystem, right? Polygon, in comparison, just announced that they're joining Disney's accelerator program. They've had a massive amount of partnerships. Uniswap and Polygon got both added to Robinhood. So, you know, those type of things will dictate how these cryptos move, Avalanche has seen no specific partnership, no specific major exchange listing. So for that reason, right, very flat price action. Not worried about it really long term, but you know, the market is going to react to news pieces, and the news absolutely moves market, right? It gives it sort of its lifeblood. So that's kind of what Avalanche needs right now. In terms of the other smaller altcoins, things like Shiba Inu, maybe meme coins, smaller altcoins are performing a little bit less well. We're seeing really specific altcoins being targeted on this pump. You know, things like Ethereum Classic, pretty flat overall. The gaming coins, like I talked about, gaming NFT coins, still going to need a little bit of time, I think, to fully flatten and bottom out before actually getting that skyrocket, right? Same thing for ApeCoin. So I covered a good amount of altcoins right there in that little segment, but we're going to move back to the bigger coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum, talk about what's happening. Of course, if Ethereum starts flying any ERC20 token, right, which of course all of those top tokens that I talked about, AAVE, Lido, Quant, all of these are ERC20 tokens, and we're seeing them react very positive to this increase in Ethereum price and also increase in Ethereum total value locked, right? So everything is correlated. You can see the TVL for Ethereum up 6% in the last day. That is pretty darn impressive. And of course, you know, the actual protocols in Ethereum are seeing an even more drastic gain from that, right? So Curve, for example, in the last 24 hours doing about double that amount, and some even doing a bit better than that. But you can see, you know, how these things are correlated, where the money is flowing in and into which protocols they're going. So that is a good way to keep track of all that. Please make sure to hit that like button. We just reached 10 viewers. We're starting off a bit slow today on the stream due to some technical difficulties, but hopefully the stream is now smooth. And let me know in the comments below. I want to see your comments. I want to see your interaction. Don't be shy. I look at all the comments. If you want to drop a super chat to support the stream, I would greatly appreciate it. And let's go over to Bitcoin here, as Ethereum is right below $1,200. We're going to see how Bitcoin is playing out right now on this breakout. We talked about this uptrend, very steady green candles on the 4-hour. We can move over to the daily to get a little bit of a bigger picture view here. Please make sure and hit that like button. Also subscribe for more daily live streams or daily cryptocurrency videos, price predictions. We cover it all on the channel. And make sure to leave a comment so I know that you're enjoying the stream. Now, in terms of Bitcoin's price chart here, on the daily time frame, we can see that we are still in this range. However, I think that it becomes more clear right here. You might say, oh, well, we're just going to keep bouncing up and down in this. Well, first off, right, at no point in this range over here did we get such a big crypto jump across the board, right? Yes, Polygon and cryptos like that have been bouncing, but we haven't seen, you know, a 50% bounce in a day. So this is a very strong bounce that played out here. And if, you know, we go into the shorter time frame, such as the 30-minute chart, you're really going to start to see that strength become more apparent. Let me go ahead and clear the drawings on the chart to make this cleaner, but you're going to see what I'm talking about, right? We fully have a lot of strength on this move, and also we can see a lot of those green buying volume candles at the bottom here starting to show up. So I think that this is really the perfect storm to actually get the breakout above $22,000 that we've been waiting for. You can see that crossover here. We got that initial crossover of the orange line above our blue line. That was the 100-day moving average. And then here we're crossing above the 200-day moving average. So even sharper of a cross. And, you know, we already made these attempts. So I think that this time is going to be the one to really, I think if there's any time that we're going to get a breakout, right, this is our best shot right now. So Bitcoin is up 4.5% in the last 24 hours, basically half of how much Ethereum is up. But the positive thing is that we're seeing now last 7 days, both Bitcoin and Ethereum slightly up the same exact amount. So these two coins are starting to show sign of life, and then we're seeing it, you know, ripple across the crypto market, starting with some of the better and best DeFi altcoins, or altcoins in general, and then it's probably going to spread, right? So it's going to spread into some that are not doing as good, potentially things like Dogecoin, meme coins, but anything that's a little bit more hype based NFTs, those take a bit longer to start turning up again, right? So things like ApeCoin, those could see 2 months to 2 weeks to a month before fully turning back on again. We have Raven the Mad Russian saying, hey, do you like shorter time frames? Also, what do you think of 20k retest before 21k? It is possible, absolutely, but we got a strong crossover here. So right now we are still in a bit of a breakout mode, and I don't think we're nowhere near done. You know, like I said, if we go back to that daily time frame, it becomes even more clear that you know, this is really just the very, very start of the breakout, right? We have 2 green candles in a row. You know, we could get another 3 green candles easily up to 23,000 pretty quickly here on the daily time frame. So things can happen very fast and steadily because we have been consolidating, right? I'll go ahead and draw it back in here, but we have a nice base that has been lasting now for a bit of time, right? I mean, this is since back in early June, right, that we've basically been stabilizing for Bitcoin. And for some of the altcoins out there, it's even longer, right? We'll go ahead and take a look at Matic, for example. What you're going to see is, you know, even earlier of a consolidation, right? Matic kind of bottomed out, so to say, and consolidated since May. So, you know, altcoins have had more time to stabilize, more time to bottom out, and now they're fully ready to pump. Bitcoin and Ethereum a little bit slower, which is normal. They're bigger coins. They need more money to be moved. But like I said, right, it's a ripple effect. It's going to trickle down the board into other cryptos. We're now at 11 live viewers. Thank you so much, everyone. Welcome, Iron Lux Trader. We finally got the stream up and running smoothly. Make sure to let me know if the sound quality is good, if the actual stream quality is good. Your comments and support are so appreciated and needed to make these live streams the best they can possibly be. I wanted to look at some of the worst performing coins here in the top 100. Let's take a look at what's going on. Pax Gold, funny enough. So gold not performing very well, seemingly. And if we look, you know, stable coins. So, you know, when this happens, right, money actually leaves stable coins and the safer products, things like gold, and goes into the riskier assets, right? We're seeing these DeFi altcoins pump. So we're seeing the money transfer here live when we look like that. In terms of some of the altcoins that aren't performing good, despite this this pump, we have Frax very flat there. Tron not doing the best. It is stable though, so it's not that it's doing bad, but keep in mind Tron is an altcoin that pumped and even did very good during this this bear market there. So that is also something to keep in mind, right? Coins that stayed more steady during the bear market, which technically even Bitcoin and Ethereum did, they're not going to pump as much as the coins that have gone absolutely hammered, things that have dropped 90%, etc. So that sort of makes sense, right? Dogecoin also, yes, Dogecoin dropped a huge amount, but then it really hit a hard floor around 6 cents, hasn't really been doing much. So that sort of explains what I'm talking about. And then of course we're seeing what I'm talking about with Bitcoin, Cardano, right? Coins that have already been sort of flattening out, right? They're not getting that pump just yet. So we have Smudger saying so many different opinions out there, lol. Definitely true. I don't know if you agree with mine or not, but if you've been watching these streams, you'll have known that my calls have been very accurate here, and it's a matter of balancing out every opinion, right? If anybody is too bullish or too bearish, including myself, you know, you need to be careful because at any moment we can see pullbacks. Right now, I'm considering it that the heavy amount of risk and downside is now sort of removed in the shorter to medium term. Mistake before to get into these coins. They wait, trying to get the absolute best prices possible. I literally think right now today, Uniswap on this 20% pump is still at a very good price. And why is that? Well, we're still down 85% from the all-time high. And if we look at the Uniswap chart, which I made a video review price prediction on today, actually, you're going to see something very, very concerning if you had waited to buy this coin, which is that right now we're in a full-blown breakout above the 100-day moving average, and we can absolutely, right, in the next 2 weeks, maybe even the next few days, close this little gap up here and reach the 200-day moving average. That would pump it to $9 or $10, and that would you know, maybe we would still get a pullback, but you know, these things can fly so much that then you just you miss that like bottom, like I talked about, right? So the key thing is dollar cost averaging, especially once the prices start getting low. That way when it turns back up, you're not worried about missing the boat, right? You're already locked and loaded. Huge buying volume in my opinion, right? A lot of some of these better DeFi altcoins may not drop much more again, right? Are we really going to see AAVE go below $50? Are we really going to see Polygon go below 50 cents again? Are we really going to see Uniswap go below $5 again? I'm not sure, right? I'm just not sure we're going to see that happen. If we go ahead and look at Quant, which is a very hyped coin, I think it's going to be pretty similar situation where, you know, the bottom may have been missed now if you were waiting too long for that bottom to play out, right? We're still can still get some 350% upside, but from the peak bottom we have already pumped a massive 133%, which makes it one of the best performing altcoins, especially in the medium to big sized altcoins. So literally in 30 days we pumped 132% on Quant, and you know, if that's not a sign that those prices were too low and that the bottom has been put in, I don't know what is. Right now, to be fair, we may still see a bit of a, I think we're probably going to reach the 200-day moving average here for Quant, which is currently $105, and then we're going to stabilize. The reason why I think Quant will not be able to go much higher than where it's at now, short term, of course, I'm really talking the short term here, is because we haven't gotten a crossover of any of its moving averages on the daily time frame, right? Let's see, if we go over to the 4 hour, we may have gotten a crossover. We have, but you see they're very, very wide compared to each other, so this is getting a little bit overextended here in the short term, you know, and that's pretty understandable considering how much of a price move it got just in the last 7 days, 54%, right? We're gonna start to see some pullbacks, but it's not going to mean that it's the end of the world or anything like that for these altcoins, right? I mean, you need to remember that Polygon also saw a massive move, so if it goes back down to 65 cents, 60 cents, and maybe it does go back down to 50 cents, right? It's still showing signs of heavy bottoming signals. So that's kind of what I see happening, right? And ultimately, all these coins that I just mentioned, especially all these altcoins, what are they doing? They're waiting for Bitcoin to give that true breakout signal, right? Before really getting the biggest moves that they can get, or let's not forget some type of breakdown signal, right? Where we fall back lower, potentially reaching 15K and below. I still have bearish targets of $10,000 or even less in any event that we flip back down, right? What could cause the market to flip back down right now? It's hard to say. I mean, like I said, I think prices are low. I think there should be some bullishness coming back in based on the fundamentals, but we still have some fears around Celsius, although there's more clarity, right, with bankruptcy filings from some of these bigger projects like Voyager, which, by the way, the Voyager token pumped, and so did Celsius's. So actually, if we go ahead and take a look at that, I want to talk about those because there's something that's quite I don't know what the right word is, let's say concerning about how people react with some of these dumpster dive falling knife plays. You need to be very careful that you're not buying a dead cat bounce with these, because if we go ahead and look at their charts here, if I can find them, let's start with Celsius, because this is the better example right now. I would compare Celsius right now to probably it's a little bit better, but very similar to the Luna token, right? I mean, these are projects that have shown high risk, that have sort of blown up, so to say, at least to a certain extent. And yes, they're getting these bounces, right? But are these bounces holding? Who knows, right? Who knows for how long? So we went from 20 cents all the way up to literally above $1. This is on Celsius, believe it or not. This literally happened just a few days ago, right? That's an over 500% move in just a few days, and now we're starting to see it pull back, right? We're literally quite a bit now, 30% below $1. So these things, you know, typical pattern of dead cat bounces or things that will just forever be dead and flat. I'm not saying that that's necessarily going to be the case for Celsius, but it absolutely can be. So you can't get too attached to these risky plays. Voyager attempted to do a very similar move, but Voyager, you know, first off, didn't actually, I guess it actually did technically pump as much by the end of it, but it definitely did not hold as much, right? This literally got cut half in literally a day or less. So very, very sharp pullback there for Voyager. And you know, these things could fall right back down to those lower levels, right? I mean, Voyager, Celsius, I feel like it kind of got bailed out in a sense. Voyager hasn't really gotten bailed out whatsoever. I mean, this is still in full blow up mode in my opinion in terms of the company itself, right? So I would be careful with that. We're going to go ahead and run through some news pieces. We have you know, fears of a 100 basis point rate hike. That is actually now starting to become bullish for crypto, because I think people know that the Fed is going to turn the money printers back on sooner or later, and for that reason, right, whenever that does happen, Bitcoin and other cryptos will most likely go flying. It. I think we're actually already seeing the early signs of that, right? Like I said, even if we don't see Bitcoin skyrocket to $40,000 tomorrow, we're seeing this bottoming formation being put in. We're seeing the base being put in. This is ultimately what we need to actually see that pump, which is going to be the breakout, right? The big move higher. So pay attention to things like that. We're seeing across the board still some fears based on the macro economic uncertainty, right? OpenSea laying off around 20% of its staff. This is the biggest DeFi NFT trading platform. And you know, not really relevant long-term to the crypto space, but it's just that we're seeing these major companies, Celsius, OpenSea, Voyager, having layoffs, having issues in terms of solvency. In fact, we can also see that over here, Circle, right? This is the guys who are behind the USDC stablecoin. Report is showing that they only have cash and short-term treasuries that back the USDC stablecoin. I still think the USDC stablecoin is one of the safer ones, but you know, there's fears that can happen at any moment in the crypto space right now with what's going on, right? And of course the economy as a whole. With that being said, we're still seeing some innovation. We're still seeing some bullish signs happen, which is some of the altcoins that I've been mentioning, right? We're seeing Robinhood list altcoins off the hook here. They listed Uniswap, Polygon, Solana just in the last month or two, right? So they're starting to list many altcoins. It's interesting to see which altcoins they list. There's obviously starting with some of the better, bigger altcoins that have institutional backing. So they're maybe trying to stick to some of the safer bets, one could say. Who knows truly, but you know, it's not to say that all hope is lost. There is still innovation happening. There are still bullish signs happening in the crypto space as a whole. Look at that beautiful 8% bounce on Solana as well. We talked about you know, Polygon and all its developments with Reddit, Disney, major companies, and also Solana. I'll probably make a video about this, but interesting article here where it says Solana could replicate Ethereum's 2018 fractal, which is a 5,000% gain in the after the 2018 bear market, right? And that's referring to a tweet over here where this person thinks that similar to how ETH did a 60x from the 2018 lows, despite many people calling it for zero, he thinks that Sol might drop to $15 and that it could 50x from there, whilst people call it to go to zero, right? So I think that's a very interesting thinking pattern of, you know, as more and more people are expecting it to really be gone forever and destroyed, right? It's actually when we see the bottom come in. And that's kind of what I think we're seeing right now with crypto, which is why I think some people may have already missed the bottom there on some of the better altcoins, which is why, you know, throughout any condition like this, even right now on the pump or 2 weeks ago when we were bottoming out, or if we fall lower again, dollar cost averaging is probably the easiest way to avoid getting caught up in these traps, right? And we're seeing that, you know, it says here in the article, Solana has a vibrant developer ecosystem and its downtime issues are solvable. This will be obvious in retrospect. So it's important to not be too fuddy, not be too bearish, and remember that these things do stand the test of time long term, right? Usually, at least the better projects, and that the best times to buy are when they're down heavily. Now, of course, when things are in full blown bankruptcy risk like VGX, Voyager, you need to be a little bit more careful, right? This is really something that's dropped like a rock. It's now down 96%. This is a bit more worrisome. With projects that don't have anything that happened to them fundamentally, right? Like Ethereum, for example, BNB, Polkadot, these things, not even Avalanche, right? Nothing actually fundamentally changed with these coins. There was just, a bit of a blow off top that happened. Well, you need to remember that these dips, right, when Bitcoin was at $17,000, I think most people in this live stream who are watching right now expect Bitcoin to reach 100K probably within the next 1 to 3 years, right? I think that's a fair assumption. So if you think that that's happening, getting Bitcoin at 17K is a very, very good price regardless, right? And guess what? That would not have been wrong, at least in the short term, because we're already trading at $20,000, right? People bought up those price levels. Make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to drop your comments down below. I want to keep updated with everything y'all are saying, and stay up to date with your comments. So we're going to go ahead and check out the comment section here, see what everybody is talking about. We have Smudger who are saying, are you in the camp of this being a wave 4 correction we have just completed of the overall crypto market cycle? We are now going into the final wave 5 before a more prolonged bear market after that. He's referring to the Elliott wave pattern. I'm actually not the biggest fan of Elliott wave. I can go ahead and try and draw it out right here, but I tend to either not always draw it correctly, but I think it's just kind of fundamentally flawed. It's too easy to get caught up in trying to count the waves and actually miss the bigger picture of what's happening. But here, very roughly, the Elliott wave pattern is actually finished. I literally just drew it out. I didn't premeditate this or anything. I literally just drew it out here based on the 69K top, and we have our 5 retracement levels basically where we basically bottomed, right? This was it. This bottom right here, 17K, that was the bottom, and we basically finished the downside of the Elliott wave pattern, which means that now what we're gonna see unfold, right? I'll pull out the AE pattern, but we're gonna see the sort of inverse happen, right? Which is usually what happens. So that's basically the move back up higher, and I drew that ridiculously. Sorry. Let me fix this up here. Of course, this is just pre-planning what could happen, but basically we'll get the inverse of what we had here with Elliott wave pattern. We're going to have it to the upside unfold next, and this is a pretty big deal. I actually didn't pay attention to the waves, and like I said, they're not always accurate, so you really do need to be careful. But yes, right now we actually have fully completed our Elliott wave in terms of the downtrend version of it, and that's a big deal because we're on the daily time frame here. I drew this out. So if on the daily time frame the Elliott wave pattern is played out, and on top we're seeing all these signals, then things are looking quite bullish here in terms of a sign of a bottom, in my opinion. And if we look at the performance of Bitcoin, interesting little picture here, you can see that in the last year we're now down 37%. That's a huge drop, right? I mean, the Bitcoin is really the S&P 500 of crypto. So would this be that unreasonable that we're at the bottom? I don't think so. We're looking at about 50% drops in the last 3 to 6 months. People really need to start paying attention to how much further these cryptos can drop, regardless of if they're bullish or bearish, really. Let me keep up with some other comments. We have Blue saying, all my main bags are in DeFi projects. Main bag is Curve, still loading up. I do like Curve. Curve has a more reasonable staking dividend, if you can so call it that way. So hopefully there's less selling pressure on Curve due to that. But I am very bullish on Curve long term. I mean, Curve is a coin that's basically around $1 now, And you know, this is a coin based on TVL and otherwise. You know, you can go look at it on top 3 here on Ethereum, still top 3 across all DeFi, all blockchains, and also it is green both on the daily change, 7-day change, and 1 month change in terms of TVL. So still right below a $6 billion TVL. We're going to go over here. Its market cap is severely below that, right? Less than a 1 to 10 ratio. And that's actually, you know, something that can be seen. Guess what? Right here, I was right? So we're below 0.1 in terms of market cap to TVL. Hopefully this is not too complicated if you're not too used to crypto, but basically very undervalued by that indicator, right? I like the fact that Curve is on many chains, and I already own Curve, so I'm not particularly buying it during this dip, but you know, 92% drop still. I don't know when it reached $15 though. That was, you know, the initial IPO price, not really that realistic, but you know, it did peak out around $6 during the bull market. So still has a lot of upside ahead. Ultimately a coin that I think can reach $20 to $25 quite easily, if not more, in the longer term. I call it the backbone of DeFi. So, you know, these are the type of coins that I think are a good idea to buy in a time like this, right? And of course, that's just my own opinion, not financial advice. Thank you so much, by the way, for all the viewers here. We don't have a huge amount of viewers today, which is fine, maybe because we had some technical difficulties earlier in the live stream, but I appreciate your support nonetheless. We have a lot of the regulars here, however. Max Payne Blue, Smudger, Iron Lux Trader, Cody is right. That's awesome. I love seeing the regulars. Hopefully you're all subscribed now with the bell notifications on, and make sure to hit that like button. Thank you so much for all your comments. We have Max Payne saying, I think Link will see $60 minimum next bull run, in VeChain 70 cents. I still see a lot of people who are very bullish on VeChain. I can go ahead and take a look at the coin to see what's happening with it. Then again, right after Cody is saying he can't imagine VeChain going to 70 cents at all. We have Max Payne thanking me for all the live streams, and he really appreciates the interaction with all the viewers. No problem, you know, that's what I'm here for. You support me, I will gladly you know, weather this crypto bear market, if we're still in a bear market, with you. And you know, I will update you daily if I can on everything crypto. That is literally my job. So I would really appreciate if you could support the channel, anybody, with a super chat. It would mean a lot. Because making these videos for me is actually my full-time job. It has been now since several years back, right? Basically the beginning of really the big crypto run up in 2017 was when I started doing crypto full-time. So actually, let me not forget here. Let's go ahead and pull up VeChain. You know, not a crypto that I'm the biggest fan of, to be honest, but people do like it. And right now it is looking like you know, it's not showing huge signs of life. It's very flat, but this could literally go crazy on a bull market pump. So I can understand why people are wanting to buy this at 2 cents, right? I mean, I'd much rather buy this at 2 cents than at 26 cents because the upside potential is still huge. However, daily time frame, right, we don't have that many bullish indications in terms of the moving averages. They're all trending lower still. So this may still need a lot of time to flatten out. That typically is what tends to happen with the smaller altcoin plays. In terms of that 70 cent level, I mean, not that unrealistic. You know, we reached 27 cents on the previous high. It could happen. Who knows? Right now, though, before we even start looking at 25 cents or 50 cents and above, it still needs to fully find a bottoming out and then start showing some positive patterns. Awesome. We have super chat from Max Payne. Absolutely love the support. Thanks again for all that you do. Really appreciate the support, Max Payne. That's amazing. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and you know, I will gladly cover the coins that you're interested in me looking at. Hopefully that added some clarity to what's happening with VeChain. Also look at back in the past, you know, it did take a while to bottom out, but funny enough, you know, this is still a coin that some people might not like me saying an uptrend is still happening, but I mean, it kind of held its own in a way. You know, not the cleanest uptrend per se, but you know, it basically, what I'm trying to say is it did hold above its previous lower levels in the past. We're currently actually seeing it find bottom basically on that, but as you can see, it is actually a notch higher than what it was in the past. If we actually calculate that price move, that's a 500% increase from its previous bottom, which is actually quite impressive. Now, of course, we're dealing with a smaller, riskier altcoin play. Once again, thank you so much for the support, Max Payne. Thank you so much for that super chat. Really do appreciate any support that you all give me. We have Max Payne saying Bitcoin for sure will be 100K within 3 years, in my opinion. See, so that's what I'm saying, right? A lot of you here, myself included, think that Bitcoin will indeed be hitting 100K in the next few years. And, you know, 100K might just be the start, right? I mean, Bitcoin, as the SEC, you can see my old thumbs up here. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Not the SEC, I forgot which US commissioner even mentioned this, but I think it was Gensler. Who said, or maybe he is in the SEC. So yeah, he said that Bitcoin is a commodity, and that's a big deal, right? I think Bitcoin can literally be looked at differently from other cryptos, in the sense that Bitcoin is in a whole other paradigm compared to most coins. You know, we don't have countries that are adopting Solana or Dogecoin or Polkadot or Shiba Inu. You know, that's not to bash on any of those coins. It's just that they're different type of plays, right? These are altcoin plays. Bitcoin is literally, you know, a true digital currency in the sense of the name, and also, you know, a commodity in the sense that it's almost a unit of measure for finance, right? I mean, you know, Bitcoin is now worth as much of one car, pretty much, right? You know, all the Lambo memes, we may see the day where Bitcoin is the price of a Lambo. So that is the perspective that you need to keep, where, you know, Bitcoin is pretty much the only crypto, with the exception maybe of Ethereum and maybe a few stable coins here and there, that can reach multi-trillion dollars of market cap, right? I mean, Bitcoin will most likely be the first cryptocurrency to reach $10 trillion in market cap in the long term, right? That could take decades, but I do think if there's any crypto that's going to do it, it's going to be Bitcoin, right? It's used for major loans. You know, we see people use it smartly, also very badly, right? You know, you have companies like MicroStrategy, they're doing it a bit more smartly. Celsius doing some very risky stuff with the holdings, but still collateralizing hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin. So people are really using it as its at least, you know, in the purpose that it's made for, right? To make these decentralized financial transactions. So right now, please let me know if you have any comments. We talked about a lot of stuff in this live stream. We talked about altcoins. We talked about DeFi plays. And of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you have any specific coins you want me to take a look at, let me know down in the comments below. I'd absolutely love it. Let me know if the stream has been smooth in terms of the stream quality. I would really appreciate that. So please let me know in the comments below if everything is good with the stream quality, the audio, and let me know if you have any questions on Bitcoin or otherwise, right? If you want me to take a look at the shorter time frames, you know, I will stay on to these streams for as long as you really want me to. As long as we're seeing some good interaction, I'll stay live. Right now, Bitcoin not doing all that much on the shorter time frame. It's just playing out this this current move higher, as we're you know, we broke out above 20,000 technically, right? And now we're trying to see if we can get that move up to the higher levels there. So excuse the messy charts as always. Let's see what all of you are saying. Stream is good. That's awesome. 4-hour time frame. Raven, the Mad Russian, is asking for. Absolutely, Raven. Let me know which coin you want to see the 4-hour time frame analysis on. Is that on Bitcoin, Ethereum? Which coin is that on? And also, I haven't seen you before in the stream. You might be a new viewer. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you subscribe, turn on those bell notifications, so you never miss a stream. We have Cody is right saying, how do you feel about BAT? BAT token, basic attention token. This is the browser, crypto browser, you could say. Now, the thing that is interesting with BAT, it's a bit of a special cryptocurrency in terms of, you know, there's a product behind it. It's an interesting play. It hasn't actually fallen as much as some of the other altcoins, which is interesting. So about an 80% drop there, quite a bit less than some of the other altcoins, especially considering that it is still a somewhat smaller altcoin. And you know, it is higher than its previous lows. It's a coin that tends to be a little bit of a slow mover, but when it spikes very strong, right? So I'm not sure that we're going to get a huge spike just yet on this, but on the next bull market, I can very well expect this to make a new all-time high, basically, right? It has actually been a coin that's put in new all-time highs on each bull market. That's something that's not always seen on some of these altcoins. So that is something that's actually pretty impressive, right? More stable altcoin with business behind it. Interesting model for sure. I appreciate you mentioning basic attention token and allowing me to cover it for you. But really like coins that you know, do actually put in higher highs on the bull markets, right? Because we do have, unfortunately, coins, altcoins that have not actually been able to put in higher highs on the bull markets. Raven the Mad Russian is requesting a 4-hour time frame analysis of Bitcoin, so we'll go ahead and do that. Now, like I said, right, we have a lot of confirmation that we bottomed based on the Elliott waves as well. And on the 4-hour time frame, I actually was on the 4-hour time frame earlier in the video, but that's no worries. You know, the pattern is playing out. We have actually broken out of downtrends even in the shorter term here. You know, on the 4-hour, of course, we have still a few downtrends left to break, but right now, you know, on the 4-hour, we're seeing a little bit of a pullback from that 50-day moving average, the orange line, right? This is just a little bit of jitter and resistance from these moving averages, which have not fully flattened out and bottomed yet. So like I said, right, a lot of altcoins now have pumped very sharply in the last 24 hours and especially the last 7 days. So let's see, go ahead and turn this on once the connection is better. But as these altcoins have pumped so much, what typically needs to happen is a bit of a pullback for the altcoins. For Bitcoin, that might just mean flattening out a bit, right? So not necessarily even saying it's going to go back below 20,000, just maybe staying right around where it's at now for a day or two, and then maybe when the weekend comes around or early next week, right, we get that breakout above $22,000. Still needs a little bit of flattening out on these time frames, and at any moment as well we could see a candle that's strong enough to push us above the 200-day moving average. As soon as that happens, as soon as we cross the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour time frame, right, which we haven't done in a long time, basically, I think that's going to be the confirmation of the move that's going to start pushing up to 25k plus. So look at that 200-day moving average on the 4-hour time frame for that clean breakout. We already now made an official attempt after not being able to a few days back, so the strength is increasing. We're actually reaching a bit of a high on this live stream, 12 live viewers. That's awesome. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. I appreciate any of your super chats. We had Max Payne, which was nice enough to drop a super chat earlier in the stream. Absolutely appreciate it. I'm also going to do animations in the future for these super chats, and we're going to really make these the best live streams on YouTube. We have Raven thanking me for covering Bitcoin, no worries. We have Blue asking for a review of Secret. He is referring to some of you may not know this coin, so I'll go ahead and pull it up here. This is an interesting coin. It is a privacy coin, but it's also a smart contract cryptocurrency. So it has two things, you know, which are pretty bullish. It's actually at some very low prices. I didn't notice how much it dropped. 90% drop there from the high. This is a newer cryptocurrency, however, right? Launched in October of 2022, so hasn't been around in the previous 2018 bull market, but it performed very well in this more recent one. And now You know, it's at a little bit above $100 million market cap, so very interesting price point. I honestly have not kept up with what's happening more fundamentally with Secret. I don't think anything bad is happening fundamentally though, and for that reason, let's see here if I pull up a better chart for Secret. I think that this is, you know, a pretty interesting pick for when the market turns bullish again, with the only exception of when you're working with the smaller altcoins, right? You never know for sure when they're going to get their bounce, right? We're seeing extreme consolidation and flattening here for the Secret network. So this could really take time to stabilize and balance out before we see a coin like this turn back bullish, right? It needs some kind of specific, you know, first off, it underperformed compared to some of the other altcoins, and it's not being targeted for a move higher right now. That's not to say that the project is bad or anything like that, but you need to keep in mind, it doesn't necessarily have a huge amount of institutional investors. Its market cap to TVL ratio is quite high, so it's not particularly undervalued in terms of its stats. And also, this is the type of coin where, you know, it's not related to NFTs per se. It has a very specific niche, you know, the privacy niche, so it needs to find bullish news within that niche to really get a big pump again. And I think it can absolutely happen sooner or later. We have, I think, a new viewer here for the stream, Cosmos Whale. Cosmos Whale, welcome to the live stream. I do believe you're a new viewer. Welcome to the best cryptocurrency live stream on YouTube. And let's go ahead and take a look at Cosmos. Cosmos is a crypto that I do own some of. Interesting cryptocurrency that took a hit, unfortunately, during the Luna episode, and this isn't to blame Cosmos, because you know, Luna is the crypto that really, you know, failed and blew up, right? It's just that you know, Luna was very integrated with Cosmos, so Cosmos took a hit due to that. We're currently still at about an 80% drop. And it is a coin that peaked at almost a 90% drop. However, very strong bounce now from that bottom, it looks like. Very steady amount of green candles as well, especially on the daily time frame. 68% bounce, very impressive bounce. And like I said, if we look at you know, the moving average averages that we have ahead to target, right, we're looking at all the way up to $13, could be as high as $15. Just to that 100-day moving average right there. So still looks like a, you know, actually looks like a very nice inverse head and shoulders formation, but it hasn't fully played out yet. So it's probably going to still go a little bit higher, start to flatten out around $10, and then we're probably going to make that attempt as the market turns back up to $15-20. And this is a coin that is, you know, working on interoperability. It has a very good DeFi stance, you know, with its decentralized exchange osmosis, and this is the type of coin that can reach pretty big market cap valuations if the project fully pans out into its full success, right? It's currently $2.6 billion. Wouldn't be surprised to see this at you know, 10x that at least, right? So that's all based on how much of a stance it's able to take in the DeFi space as a whole. But as we can see, right, not doing bad, and also a lot of potential upside ahead. I want to take a look actually for fun on this one at its TVL. So let's go ahead and take a look at Cosmos's TVL. This may not be a fully accurate perspective here, because it's, I don't know if it's including these change, but it looks like about $300 million. I might be miscalculating that, but nonetheless, right, a coin that has in the past actually had a lot of price confluence around this $10 area. So very logical level for it to start bottoming out before you know, then moving back up to its higher levels. So welcome, Cosmos livestream, to the channel. Now we have of course, he's very bullish on it. We have Blue saying, I'm a fan of privacy coins. Are there any you think is worth investing in. I do think Secret is probably the best smart contract one right now. In terms of privacy coins more generally, we see coins that are trying to integrate privacy, such as Litecoin, but backfired heavily. The only two that I really like in terms of the more traditional privacy coins would be Zcash, right? This is a coin that is on many big exchanges. It's on Coinbase, etc. Of course, Binance, link in the description. Best exchange to buy cryptos, exchange with the most volume. So I always like to use Binance myself, but Zcash has been around since you know, very early in the crypto days, back in 2016. That is impressive track record. Hasn't performed the best because we haven't seen in more recent months or even the last year or two a huge amount of hype for privacy coins, because a lot of privacy coins got delisted from exchanges. So there were actually some fear around privacy coins, but they do certainly have a use case. And unfortunately, this is a coin that did not break its previous 2018 high, but it did move higher in the previous market. And a Grayscale is actually accumulating a lot of Zcash and has a fund open now for Zcash. So there are bullish developments there as well. Zcash is also moving to proof of stake, which is interesting. And then of course, more traditional you know, proof of stake coin, XMR, still the gold standard in terms of proof privacy coins, and also a coin that almost reached its previous all-time high. So this is a coin that does do very well in bullish markets. And also, if we look at the pattern here, some of you might not be able to notice it, but it looks like a full-blown cup and handle formation on the major scale time frame. So we're going to go ahead and look at that, because that's very, very intriguing, and also quite surprising to see that it's a pattern that's not being seen across other coins. So could that be a hint that something big might happen down the line with privacy coins? Who knows? It's absolutely possible. Let me go ahead and try and pull up a nice longer term chart of XMR here, where we have all the previous time frames put in. There we go. That's what I wanted to find. We're actually even going to go to the weekly time frame here on this chart to make it a bit cleaner, and we'll go ahead and draw clean up these drawings. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So we have, I'm trying to find one of these tools that I've been used that I used in the past. There we go. This is what I wanted to find, the ARC tool. I don't know why I wasn't finding these previously, but basically going to quickly map this out for you. So we had a massive cup and handle formation, which is a technical analysis pattern. A very important one. I talk about it in my technical analysis master course. Link in the description. That less than $20, 30-day money back guarantee. You've literally got nothing to lose by giving this a try, right? This is over 2.5 hours of on-demand video, 15 video lessons on technical analysis. But the cup and handle pattern here, which I'm drawing out right now, give or take something along these lines, right? You see how the pattern played out, right? Where we had, you know, our initial move lower in the cup, right, which is typical for the pattern. We then round bottom and then pump back higher to the neckline, right, which is basically this $450 area for Monero. And what is interesting from thereafter is what we see here playing out on this bigger time frame is the fact that we got this this pullback after reaching the neckline, right, which is actually not a bearish sign whatsoever. That's actually a very bullish sign, because that is supposed to happen in cup and handle patterns. And since this is playing out on a bigger time frame, you know, it looks like right now it can only go so much lower. It's really just a short time away from getting a big breakout here. Let's call it any big breakout above $150, $200 is probably going to skyrocket us back into the higher ranges, and ultimately a coin that can be above $1,000 or even upper $1,000, $1,500 is a coin that has a lot of potential. So we have Raven the Mad Russian saying, do you have a lower price target on Bitcoin that would invalidate the upside you're currently targeting? Very, very good comment there from Raven the Mad Russian. Let's talk about that, because that is indeed important to consider is, like I said, about that 22K breakout level for Bitcoin. Let's talk about on the downside, the level that we don't want to see happen, pretty much, right, give or take, is our previous bottoms. So if we're being, you know, strict, we really wouldn't want to go back below $19,000. But of course, a confirmed move below 17,500 would really put us at serious risk of $15,000 or even lower. With that being said here, I think we're going to wrap up the stream. We only have 5 viewers left. I'm not sure if we had bad connection today or what might be the problem, but I appreciate all the support. I appreciate Max Payne for the super chat. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching the live stream. I had a great time nonetheless, and I'll be seeing you all soon. So stay tuned, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those bell notifications, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.